welcome back to another episode of the G's for Geek podcast.
This is your host, Charlie Radio Williams. And this is Sean Luc.
Welcome back to another episode of the G's for Geek podcast.
We're alive because somebody decided that they wanted to do a fake death and bring in another guest, all because I was out of town for 1 week.
Why are you so loud? All right.
This dude, whatever his name is, just Jerome Ezekiel Thompson guy.
Jet. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the G's for Geek podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Radio Williams.
And the very much alive Sean Luc.
And before we get into this episode, let me just start by saying, Han, you're fired. Go home. I don't need you anymore.
Wait. No. You did it. You are fine. Yeah. You are fine. You did nothing wrong.
Okay, for those of you who listen to we released our early cut episode for the G's for Geek podcast.
And it was near Comic-Con.
Can I please finish, sir? Because I've gone through a lot of emotions on this show, not having you here, and I miss you. I deeply miss you. I've never done the podcast with you to the point that I didn't say anything. And on the last episode, I was pretty much speechless.
He was afraid.
I felt like my life was threatened.
I can see the fear in his eyes right now.
So pretty much for those who are tuning in, our last episode, we had some bad news that Hannibal gave me that was false news. He told me that Sean Luc was found with Rice Krispie treats around his body and lube and a koala plush outfit, plungers, and a DVD copy of Soul Play. No, that's what he gave me. I have the paperwork right here. He ran in and said, Charles, look, radio, you're going to have to do this without Sean. What he didn't tell me is that was somebody else that he knew. And that you were out of town doing business.
It was fake news. False information.
I said, this is last minute. This really sucks. We need to get a replacement guest on here. I said, can you find somebody? He said, I got this. Where did you go?
Craigslist.
And where did I tell you not to go?
Craigslist.
Why would you go to Craigslist?
It was fast.
Okay, so right then and there, he goes on Craigslist. He interviewed several different people who will probably be on this show at one point.
Of course.
But this one particular personality that I did not get to vet before we got on the air, he just walked in, sat down at the microphone, stared at me very intensely, almost to the point that I felt like my life was in danger. But he was a good guy. Just very, 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 very intense.
All right.
Yo, it's not here. Why you still have that fear? Apparently we're in this brand new studio too. Like, damn.
Well, even though I told him,
did you really splurge on a new studio?
Even though I told him that we were moving, he managed to track me down. I don't know how.
No one told him where we moved. No one did.
Yeah. But then again, I did see a photo on our Instagram of the outside of the building on Hannibal's IG. So yeah, way to go.
He's a very passionate guy.
Yeah,
very passionate. Straight up.
I know.
Kept saying.
Yeah, and then up. I also saw photos of Hannibal at like a birthday party with him. At the club with him. Strippers.
My man.
We're like brothers, though.
Apparently so.
My man.
Apparently so. Well, anyway, I'm happy to have you back as my official co-host. I'm happy you're alive. You're looking well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
By now, we've probably already been to NYCC.
Yeah, but we're gonna hold off on that for a week because we gotta gather us. Because think about it. NYCC just ended. So much stuff happened. It was such an intense weekend, right? As Ken was saying, like, Jet would say, like, straight up, it was just the most explosive con. That
I wouldn't say explosive. He used the word fire a lot.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
You mean straight fire?
No, fire a lot.
Fire, not fire?
Like fire,
like the slang that it's going to be like really hot.
I mean,
really
I
awesome.
thought that as a hippie geek, I thought that myself. Clearly not.
Well, all I'm saying is that we'll hold off for a week, gather our thoughts, and then this way, when we come back, we can talk about everything New York Comic Con post show. Okay. But right now, let's talk about something else that's been happening. It's actually a little part of Comic Con, but not directly. Let's talk about DC TV.
Ooh.
Right?
That's the
and
Sean,
this is something
the Sean that I know.
This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a minute because think about it. Arrow literally just came back. Flash just came back. All the big shows are coming back, and the focus is on the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Right? And right now, like, even though the episodes haven't come out yet, this is only just the premieres. The photos that have been coming out with Brandon Routh as the Kingdom Come Superman. You have Clark Kent, Lois Lane from Smallville. And that just warms my heart to see that because I'm a huge Smallville fan.
Oh, so DC's tapping into the multiverse storyline?
Oh my God, Marvel? It is complete multiverse. They're tapping and I don't know if they're going to do the storyline of the comics where they're going to implode the multiverse into one universe, or they're just going to keep the multiverse and just let, basically, spoiler alert, Oliver die.
Well, I'm not invested because Oliver dies.
Why are you not invested in that? Because he's taking the place of the Flash.
I'm just saying, I need more shows of him telling us about how the city needs a vigilante, and then I need those cut scenes where they take us back to the island.
Well, I like the fact
off the island.
I like the fact that it, based on the trailer and the premiere, he's actually traveling to different worlds. Right, he's traveling through time and through multiverses, right, to try and gather an army of people who could stop the Anti-Monitor. Okay, which is completely amazing. I can't wait. And I really do hope that they do this justice. Speaking of justice.
Why do I feel like they turned Oliver into Tony Stark?
Because he is the centerpiece for the Arrowverse. I mean, for God's sakes, the show Arrow was literally named, like the whole universe was named.
And I'm also slightly disappointed that they didn't bring in Black Lightning.
Well, that's going to come in during the Crisis.
Oh, wait. They did decide to actually bring Black Lightning in.
Yes, he's going to be part of that Crisis, right? I don't know if Oliver's going to come pick him up or if he's just going to be caught up in the void. Either or.
Okay.
Right? Come on now. It's the biggest, most ambitious crossover event ever. And yes, I am including Endgame. And the only reason why I'm including Endgame is because Endgame had characters within one universe together. We're talking about characters for DC. We're talking about characters in multiple universes.
Well, once again, where DC is jumping straight to the multiverse. Marvel gave us a universe, and now they're about to give us the multiverse.
Well, they're going to give us the multiverse, but it's not going to be the same, which it shouldn't be. It should not be the same as what DC's doing.
I need my Andrew Garfield, my Tobey Maguire.
Oh, you that's going to be your future pitch for later on this episode? Yeah. Okay.
I'm not really a pitch because if we get it, I feel like it's a possibility that we get it. So it's not really a pitch. I just want it.
We'll get to that. But we're talking about Justice. One of the shows that has been doing Justice in its second season, Titans. I know you don't watch it, right? Because I know that's like not your show.
You won't give me your password?
Yeah, well, I don't have a password either.
Oh.
YouTube is an amazing thing. But the dynamic and the growth that this show has done from season 1 to season 2, I really enjoy it. Like, DC finally has a stride. And don't get me wrong, it started with Doom Patrol. And I spoke to you about this last time, right? Where Doom Patrol was such a sleeper hit because of the zaniness and the craziness. For God's sakes, Flex Mentallo, right? He flexed the wrong muscle and everybody in the vicinity had an orgasm, including a street.
But keep in mind, Titans was a sleeper hit too.
Titans was not a sleeper hit. It was a disappointment in the first season.
But do you think that was because of a lot of the trolling that was going around, a lot of how, especially centered around the actress who's playing Starfire, that everybody was knocking her. Well, not everybody, but you had the typical boys club that was knocking her, or the fans who were knocking her, instead of realizing, hey, like, we're in a different unit. We're in a different time.
Right.
You know?
So I don't like when I watch her now, I see her being Starfire. Mm-hmm. Right? In the beginning, it was very awkward, not only because, you know, and I don't look at it through the race or whatever and then the fact that she's black or whatever, because I could give two shits, right? I look at it from, can you do the character justice? Right? Can you play Starfire the way we want her to be played? Okay. Right? Or the way the director wants it to be played?
Wait, I want to call you out on something because I realize you kind of say something almost every episode. And I think this is a call out to me too, and mostly geek culture and nerd culture. I feel like we need to stop calling out actors and actresses and saying that they're doing the bad job, and also hold writers accountable and studios accountable. Because there's tons of content out there that, the moment we disagree, we automatically go to the actor or the actress, but they're just doing their job.
Well, I mean, if they do a good job, no matter what's given to them, then we give them the leeway and we literally blame the writers.
I don't feel like we do that a lot. I feel like it's so easier to blame the face.
It's because the direction in which they would go. Like, actors do have some free range as to where to go with a character.
You're correct.
Okay? So, yes, while I do agree, we do need to put the onus more on directors, writers, producers, right? The actors themselves need to portray, or at least need to acknowledge the fact that they're in a bad writing situation or they're in a bad directing situation.
Well, here's a good example, right? Mm-hmm. Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Right? If you really look at that movie, he's not at fault. He's not at pure fault. A lot of that is the scripted writing that he was given, right? People didn't start acknowledging writers until you get to Fox's second version of the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Which that movie was chopped up so much. It was rushed. I mean, it still hit the silver screen, but once again, like...
Yeah, but then you got situations like, I know we're talking about DC, but we're going to go Marvel here, right? But Dark Phoenix, right? Jessica Chastain's character in Dark Phoenix was so monotone and so, like, blah.
But that's writing.
That's not writing.
Could be direction.
It could have been direction, but it's also the actress as herself. Yeah. Maybe the actress didn't know what kind of way to portray it, but so instead of actually creating a persona, she went straight stoic. You should never go stoic on a character.
I don't know, because I feel like even if you look at the movie franchise in general, like, the X-Men series has been on a roller coaster of enjoyment and like, what the fuck moments.
Well, like, to me, that's the last two movies. That was Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. So it was just like, bleh. Like, you got the Ivan Ooze as Apocalypse, right? And then you have the literal remake of X-Men The Last Stand as the Dark Phoenix. The movie itself just made no sense. And I actually watched this movie.
Well, hold up. Wolverine Origins is another one.
Okay, so now this is where it gets muddy.
Which Ryan Reynolds, I'm glad he did. I'm glad and did.
But that's what I'm saying. That this is where it gets muddy, because when you look at Wolverine Origins, there were good moments in Wolverine Origins.
Everything leading up, everything.
So Wolverine Oranges. We're gonna start slicing the oranges now.
Everything prior to them fighting on top of the
I think some of the character introductions were really good. The
Blob was good. I think the way they
did Gambit was pretty decent.
It was too short though.
Well, yeah, of course, it's because it's a Wolverine movie.
No. But I'm just saying he could have had more. He could have had a little bit more, just a little bit more airtime.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with that too. But I think in general, like, and now we can turn this circle around for DC.
Well, okay, then
because
Suicide Squad.
See, now here's the thing. This is where we're talking about when it comes to actors versus direction and writing. Will Smith and Margot Robbie knocked it out the park as their respective characters. Mm-hmm. Okay? With the writing and with whatever was given to them. Jai Courtney, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was not Captain
Marvel. Well, I don't feel like they really gave him enough to go off of.
I feel like the person that they gave the most was Inferno.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, I thought him portraying that character was also pretty awesome. Right? And to me, even given like the worst stuff or the minimal stuff, you understand, most of these actors, with the exception of a few, right, make the most of it.
Well, so even if you take Killer Croc, right, and this is outside of writing. I think this is a combination of writing and character development. Well, character creation. I feel like they went with Killer Croc and did what they did with Thing from the first two Fantastic Fours. They tried to give us a more realistic, like human size character instead of realizing you already gave us Superman, you already gave us Wonder Woman, you already gave us Doomsday. Why not give us a little bit more of the Killer Croc that we know?
Because they were trying to cram so much movie into a short period of time.
Well, do you think it then comes down to the formula that happened with like the was it Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, where it became this thing where you can't have too many villains or too many characters on screen?
Well, this is the part. If you can balance out characters of villains into heroes, then it's fine. It's when you have an overabundance of heroes, but not enough character development to the villains. That's when it becomes real shaky.
So here's where I want to bring it full circle. Because I think I kind of, Marvel aside, because I want to see how Marvel TV universe handles it.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
So TV wise, right? I think Marvel has shown us both cinema as well as television universe that they can do it on both platforms. That they can write a story on both platforms. I think DC has shown us cartoon as well as TV wise that they can write multiple characters on screen and give us a story. I think when it comes to their cinema universe, that they're not there yet, that they're still fishing instead of going to the original source material. But with that being said, that's why I always go back to, is it the actor or is it the studio and the writers and what's being given to us as
well?
fans?
You got to understand, as an actor, they have influence as to where the direction is going with the character. Like, for example, Zachary Levi's Shazam. Mm-hmm. That was actually a really good interpretation of Shazam. Okay. Right? And Zachary Levi's comedic charm was a part of that, right? He lent in his own personality, his charm, just to enjoy what was going on with them, right? And even in that, the spoiler alert for everyone who hasn't seen Shazam yet, even when they, hold on, let's wait. Okay. Even when they brought in the rest of the family and brought in the Shazam family, right? You already were invested in these children, these orphans, that, that seeing them technically grow up was just literally a growth in character as to what they wanted to do.
Not necessarily, because once again, it's like you gave us a kids movie, and that's how you have to look at it. Because once again, Shazam could have been far darker. I think it was a lot darker than people anticipated.
I
don't think so. I feel like it was still light.
The only reason why it was light, and once again, this goes to the credit of the actors and everybody, it's light because the actors themselves portrayed a duality of boyish and childish charm versus desperate seriousness that was what was going on.
Well, no, because once again, and let's take it back to the DC television universe, right? Flash, super light, super huggable, super like...
Yeah, but not every episode.
Arrow, once again, with all the... I've been on Alan.
Yeah, but that changed.
Super dark. Like,
all that changed.
Black Lightning. Black
Lightning is for the people.
Blaxploitation.
It is. It's blaxploitation, and it's. But
I feel like they're about to repeat Arrow with that woman.
Well, you kind of have to flip the script a bit and make it more female centric.
Because Supergirl has that Smallville feel to it. It really does have that Smallville.
Well, Supergirl has expanded immensely. Supergirl has expanded immensely since then, right? You have this whole alien versus normals, if you will, storyline that they had going on, right? And it just expanded into the Supergirl mythos to the point where it's literally reflecting the immigration stuff that's happening in the real world. And yes, I know we're not going to go into politics because that's not what we do, but for that show, that's what they want to do. They want to go ahead and tackle what current problems are having, or at least what somewhat current problems are having flip it into something that's relatable to the show, right? And then regurgitate it to basically say, we understand, and this is what we are. This is how we feel about it, and hopefully you feel the same.
Can I say how much I miss you? How much I wish that the last episode was you and me doing this. Can I say that?
I'm just glad I'm not dead.
I love you, sir.
Love you too, bro.
Aww.
Thank you.
Bro love. Straight up.
Bromance?
Yeah, y'all gonna hug us up?
No.
Okay. Come on.
Not yet.
No.
No hugs.
Cool.
So, with that being said, can I throw some pitches out there?
Throw some pitches out there.
Okay. So,
Here we go. Them pitches.
So, first pitch, and this is from 2 episodes ago. I was inspired. Well, actually, 2 episodes ago, we made a comment about Siri or Google having an anime voice. I think Amazon should definitely do that. But I also found out that on pre-order, not the Alexa, the Google Home is getting Samuel L. Jackson's voice. Yes. It is getting, so this isn't even a pitch. This is just me super excited that one morning I'm going to wake up and ask for the news, and it's going to be Samuel L. Jackson's voice for my Google Home.
Wake up, motherfucker!
I want that.
Yeah.
I think
the Alexa voice is just kind of, or either one of them, kind of tired, dry. You want some, like the Waze app for GPS tracking. They had voices, thousands of voices already on there.
I want a Samuel L. Jackson ringtone.
What's he gonna say, motherfucker?
I don't know. I just want it to be like lines from like a movie.
Your phone is ringing, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Answer your goddamn phone!
Okay, so this is a PG show. I don't know.
PG where?
Okay.
13, so you can throw a curse in.
I was just saying, I want a Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm tired of this motherfucking phone.
Can we make that happen?
Motherfucking ringing?
Yeah, like I want that.
But just can't talk about Samuel L. Jackson.
I also want Samuel L. Jackson to do. When the movie first starts, right, and it tells you to put away your phone, I want Samuel L. Jackson to do a promo of him telling people to put their phones away. That's what I want. I also want Samuel L. Jackson's voice on the MTA telling me what's the next stop.
Hold on a second. So you like Samuel L. Jackson? Why? His voice?
He just sounds so serious.
His intensity?
His
passion.
I was I think there's something wrong there.
You miss someone, dude.
No, I don't miss Jet.
Yeah, you
right?
do a little.
You missed the guest host, don't you?
No, I don't miss Jet.
You wouldn't mind Jet waking you up?
No.
With his voice?
Jet did wake me up. Apparently,
night terrors.
The door, everything was locked before I went to bed, and then I woke up and Jet was there. Jet was staring at me, and then he whispered something at me, and I was like, Jet, what are you doing here?
He wants another shot, apparently. So this man literally went to your home, right?
He told me it was fire.
Exactly. He heard the episode, heard it was fire. F-I-Y-A, mind you.
Wait, what?
F-I-Y-A. Fire.
He said
fire.
He did send us an email. He said that he wants us to help him produce a show for YouTubes.
For the YouTubes? That's a word.
He said tubes. Yeah.
He said tubes.
Wow.
He added an S to everything.
No, we didn't try to correct him.
No.
We don't do that.
You not at all. You didn't try to correct him at all.
Charles was playing with his life.
I wasn't playing with anything. I made a comment. I said,
Charles, you like straddling the line between life and death.
I made a comment. I said to him that when we go to the cons, I'm going to have guards with me and some cigars. Those were my words. I said I'm going to have guards and some cigars with me. And he couldn't tell the difference between me saying guards and cigars. Those were my words. Yeah. I said I'm going to have guards and cigars.
All right. Well, obviously Comic-Con is over.
As well as
you don't need the cigars. Okay.
But he was
So just to go back, because this way to distract you from what Jet was doing to you. Right. Recently, we'll talk about upcoming movies regarding DC.
Oh God.
Right. Well, one, the Harley Quinn animated show is coming out, which should be interesting. It's very R-rated.
Well, their animated shows are pretty.
I'm actually really, really well received about it. I can't wait. Yeah. I'll give you my review.
Their animated shows are better than their actual live action movies.
You know what? I want to give a quick review to Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that literally just came out this last week. Actually, it was last week. Not last week. 2 weeks ago.
Oh wait,
it was the end. It was like the last week before September.
Okay.
Right, the last week of September. It came out that Tuesday. I downloaded it through digital, and I gotta say, I was completely impressed by it. It was obviously they always breaking the fourth wall. They always making fun of like the tropes, but the best part of it
was BER there.
BER, yes, actually not BER, but this is what I was leading to. Spoiler alert for everyone. Towards the end of the film, to fight Trigon, right? They form the Crisis of Infinite Titans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the League of Infinite Titans, where they have all different Titans from all different universes, including the BER universe. Yes. And there's a point where he literally does transform back into the Cyborg transforms into the to the truck.
That's what I want.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so many different animation styles in that one area. They even had the new DC Universe style with the Red Robin and all that stuff. That new look that they have for the DC animated movies.
New look.
Yeah, you know how like they have them in Judas the Titans, Judas Contract and stuff. They have a version of them there, right? And it's just completely amazing. I liked it. I chuckled, and I had a lot of fun with it. I do hope that it does lead to Titan season 6, right? Which is what they were planning to do.
You know what? My biggest problem with Titans is that I feel like, and I think this is with some animations, when you have too less of characters on the show. So, perfect example, like I love the cartoon SWAT Cats.
Okay.
I just felt like it was short. It had two, like I kind of wanted them to have like at least 2 more characters.
Well, I mean, they technically had 4. They had the 2 main characters, and then
no, they're not SWAT cats. No. But do you know what I mean? Like sometimes there's shows that have like like
Gargoyles.
Like take Justice League, the Justice League animation, right?
Yeah.
And then when they did Justice League Unlimited, I felt like Justice League Unlimited was just too many.
Okay.
But I felt like Justice League was just right. But all they need to do was interchange some characters in and out from time to time, which I think they did. So I just have this thing like when I'm watching cartoons, like I just kind of like, I guess that's more my guilt.
You want to break the monotony of it.
Yeah, I get it. Like it's like having
Power Rangers.
Yeah,
like Power Rangers, they change the characters here and there.
Well, no, like with Power Rangers, I think what it is. Do I have a pet peeve? I think it's like you get 5 characters in the start, and you're always about to get the 6, but then every now and then, like they change the formula where it's like you get 3 characters, and then you get 2, and then and at some point it ends up being 6.
Right.
So, but I kind of like that characters join on over a period of time, or you have like 5. I just like when it's like 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I mean, me personally, I just like like for example, I've always loved Batman. I've always loved Superman, the cartoons and stuff, and I like that character-centric, character-driven storylines that they had for that particular superhero. Right? Yes, having teams together does bring forth a different dynamic. And what Justice League did correctly was they didn't break character development for just having more members. I felt like since they built upon the core 7, right, and they continue the storyline regarding the core 7, everybody else, yes. In Unlimited, yes, a lot of characters became secondary. But characters that matter to people like Green Arrow, like Atom, right? Like the Question.
But I think like whether if you're looking at either Image or Marvel or DC or Variant or even the indie comic books or companies, right? Yeah. You're always going to have your A stars.
Well, yeah, no matter what.
And then I feel like when you have your B stars, the problem with B heroes is that it feels like B heroes are in a rank system that they always fluctuate between B, C, D.
So there's something that was said in Justice League Unlimited. Where it was right after the original team got arrested, right? To take the blame for the satellite hitting Cadmus. Steele said that those first 7, it wasn't because they were here first. It wasn't because they're the most powerful. It's because that those 7 had something special about them that nobody else can duplicate.
I love moments when geeks can recite something from somewhere else.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
and
a direct quote.
It just reminds you, I had that moment the other day with my roommate. Somebody said something about Klingons, and I was out of nowhere. I'm like, well, Klingons were actually they're this descendant of like these giant shellfishes that evolved. And he turns towards me. And he's like, sometimes I forget how much we geek. How much?
So, speaking of bringing in stuff, and finally, before we cut off, I just want to talk about one more thing, and that's the upcoming Batman film.
I thought you meant your resurrection.
No. The upcoming Batman film.
With
right?
Twilight guy?
Yeah, with Robert Pattinson. I reserve judgment to see until we actually see it. Like, I've always reserved judgment for every character until I see it, and then I pass judgment.
Okay.
Right? But they're talking about they're talking about bringing in Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, which means that it's a strong possibility that we're going to get either a biracial or a black Batgirl.
Ooh. I do have a pitch. I saw this today, and this needs to happen.
Go ahead.
It actually deals with biracial. J. Jonah Jameson. Marvel. I know you gave us J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man Far From Home. You gave us the Alex Jones version.
Okay.
What I need is, and I really, really need this, right? Ooh, my mouth is water. I need for Ice Cube to play as J. Jonah Jameson.
And then there was what?
Have you not seen the photos online of Ice Cube as J. Jonah Jameson?
No, I have not.
Listen, Google these photos of Ice Cube.
But what would he do? Like, would he be a TMZ type correspondent?
Ice Cube.
No. Because, like you just said, we got the Alex Jones version of J. Jonah Jameson.
I know. I just need Ice Cube.
And in the Spider-Man video game, he had his own NPR type radio station after he was.
It's kind of like how Donald Glover was making fun of Michael Cera playing Shaft, right? This is one of those things that I would love to see in the theaters. I would love to see Michael Cera play Shaft, and I would love to see Ice Cube play J. Jonah Jameson.
No.
All right. Okay, well,
I don't think Charles would have brought that pitch up with Jet around. Jet would have probably set that down.
What do you get off? Stop cloud chasing Jet, all right? Delete him off your IG, sir.
I don't think I would do that.
Right. Man, that's a long IG apparently. I heard that Instagram name in the back. I couldn't even find it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can find it.
And you know what? I'm going to say this now. Yeah. I am not afraid of Jet.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
The Charlie Radio Williams that was on that episode was only playing.
Okay.
To the personality that Jet is. All right? But I'm good. All right? If Jet was here right now, I'd be like, yo, Jet. Real talk, Jet. Okay. Clapping my hands.
All right.
Real talk. This is the G for Geek. The G is for Geek. I'm not stuttering.
Okay.
This is the G for Geek podcast. I'm Charlie Radio Williams.
Okay.
All right. Like I said, bro, I'm like the Conan of the show. You my Andy Richter. All right. Relax, bitch. All right. Relax. All right. Before you get these hands. All right. Before I clap on him. All right. Before I slap hot fire. All right.
You know he's only saying this because he's not here.
No. I'm saying that because this is who I am.
So you do realize if Jet hears all of this,
he's going to hear all this.
Jet,
if he hears all of this, he knows how to get into your house already.
Jet, no, I'm not worried about Jet. I'm not afraid of Jet.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of Jet.
So you're not afraid of him coming into your house?
I will have Jet back on the show next month.
Next month, I will have Jet back on the show. Is that before or after he stabs you?
No security guards.
Should we play the audio next month?
No.
All this? So
we can do a recap.
Okay.
We can do a recap of who Jet is. Have him back on the show. Talk about him. I don't know. Will you be in town when Jet's here?
I will be in town.
And we have Jet on the show. And Yeah, and me and him, we're gonna solve our difficulties. It's gonna be me, Jet, you, Sean, and we're gonna solve this.
Wow, this is gonna be the first ever 4-person.
We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. And I'm going to just talk to my karate coach. Because right now, I'm a yellow belt.
Oh, it's
yellow belt with two tapes.
Okay.
But I'm moving up.
Okay.
So by next month, I should be a black belt. Yeah. I'm moving up in the rank. I gotta
see how he's completely distracted.
I gotta test
the Batman movie.
I'm just saying,
like getting the scaredness of Jet. Basically.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. All right.
So on that note, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be alive.
Welcome back.
Right. Thank you. Appreciate
Welcome
it.
Back.
This has been another wonderful episode. Next week, we will be talking about Comic-Con again, but this will be post-show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, this is the unofficial face of Sketchfed Studios, Sean Luc.
And I can't kill you off. This is Charlie Radio Williams, and we are the Street Fighter Boys. Street Fighter.
All right, we'll figure it out next episode.
All right, yeah. So, and as always, we are...
The G is for Geek podcast with Charlie Radio Williams and Sean Luc is a presentation of Sketchfed Studios, produced by Charlie Williams and edited by Hannibal Darby. To find more episodes of the G is for Geek podcast, make sure you check them out at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever else your podcast needs. If you need to hear Charlie Radio Williams and Sean Luc shoot the shit on any of your topics or questions, please send a tweet to the two geeks on Twitter, or you can send a message on Instagram for the Geektopians. For web series, podcasts, blogs, and more, please make sure to head over to sketchfedstudios.com. And as always, stay geeky, stay you.